Hey everybody, welcome to another deep dive for all you English learners out there on the English with Narayana channel.
Glad to be here.
So glad you could join us today.
You bet.
We're going to be talking about someone really famous, someone I bet a lot of you already know from America.
Yeah, he's a big one.
Huge. And we want you to learn some new English words and phrases with us today.
That's right.
So think about the questions we're going to ask and let us know what you think down in the comments.
Absolutely.
And don't forget to subscribe so you can keep learning more English with podcasts just like this.
You got it.
All right, so are you ready for today's deep dive?
I am. What are we diving into today?
Well, today we're going to learn about the life of a super famous American singer and actor.
Oh, yeah. I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you probably do. He's known by a lot of people as the king of rock and roll.
Wow, the king of rock and roll. That's a big title.
It is. And we're going to look at different parts of his life from when he was just a little kid
Okay.
all the way to when he had a really, really successful career.
Sounds interesting.
It is. So let's start at the very beginning.
Okay.
This incredible artist was born in Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Yeah, on January 8th, 1935.
All right.
And you know what's interesting?
What's that?
He actually had a twin brother.
A twin.
Yeah. But sadly, his brother didn't live.
Oh, that's sad.
He was really close to his parents, though, especially his mom.
No.
And they used to go to church together.
Okay.
And it was at church that he first started to love music.
Makes sense.
Yeah. You know, music can be a really important part of people's lives from a young age.
Oh, absolutely. It can bring people together.
It really can.
And, it can also help people express themselves.
Definitely so true.
It's powerful.
So when he was a young boy, his family didn't have a lot of money.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, they had to move around a lot to different places.
I see.
And then in 1938, when he was only 3 years old, they lost their house.
Oh, wow. So they had some hard times early on.
They did, but, even people who become super famous can have tough times when they're young.
That's a good point. Sometimes we forget that.
Yeah, it's easy to forget.
Everyone has their own struggles.
Exactly. But through it all, his love for music just kept growing.
That's great.
Yeah. So when he was in school, around 11 or 12 years old,
Okay.
he started to sing and play the guitar.
Nice.
But you know what?
What?
Sometimes other kids would make fun of him
Oh, no, why?
because of the kind of music he liked.
Really? What kind of music was it?
It was called hillbilly music back then.
Hillbilly music. What's that?
Well, it was an early kind of country music,
Yeah, okay.
often connected to people living in the countryside.
I got it.
He loved listening to a radio show by a guy named Mississippi Slim.
Mississippi Slim.
Yeah, he was like his first musical hero.
Wow, that's cool.
And Mississippi Slim even taught him how to play some chords on the guitar.
So he had a good teacher.
He did, and get this.
What?
He even sang live on the radio 2 times when he was only 12 years old.
Wow, 12 years old. That's so young.
I know. Can you imagine being that brave at 12?
I don't know if I could.
I don't think I could either, to sing in front of all those people.
Yeah, it must have been nerve-wracking.
Oh, totally. But he did it.
He was determined.
What do you think you would feel like if you had to sing on the radio when you were only 12 years old?
Oh, man, I'd be so nervous. Probably a mix of excited and terrified.
Yeah, I think I'd feel the same way. Let us know what you think down in the comments.
Yeah, tell us about it.
So then in 1948, when he was 13,
Right.
his family moved to Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis. Oh, that's a cool city.
It's known for its music.
That's right.
And this move was a really big change for him and his family.
I bet.
And it actually had a big effect on his music later on.
Interesting.
Yeah. So when he was in high school, something kind of sad happened.
What was that?
His music teacher told him he wasn't good at singing.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah, can you believe that?
Wow, that's harsh.
It is. But he wanted to prove his teacher wrong. So he brought his guitar to school and sang a popular song.
Good for him.
He was pretty shy, though. And sometimes the other students weren't very nice to him.
Oh, it's too bad.
It is. But around 1950, he started practicing guitar with one of his neighbors.
Oh, okay.
And they actually formed a small group with some other young people who later on became famous musicians, too.
Wow, what a coincidence.
It's amazing, right?
It's like all that talent in one place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have you ever been surprised to find out that a famous person came from your hometown?
Oh, yeah. Actually, there's this one actor.
Really?
Yeah, he grew up in the same town I did.
No way.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy to think about.
That's so cool. It really is amazing how many talented people can come from the same place.
Yeah, it's inspiring.
It is for sure. So let us know if you have any stories like that down in the comments.
Yeah, we'd love to hear them.
Okay, so back to our singer.
All right.
So even when he was in high school, he started to look different from the other students.
Oh, how so?
Well, he grew his sideburns.
To sideburns?
Yeah, you know, the hair on the sides of a man's face.
Oh, yeah.
And he styled his hair in a special way.
Yeah.
And he started to wear clothes with really bright colors.
Interesting.
Yeah. And his style was inspired by the blues music scene in Memphis.
The blues.
Yeah, you know that music with a soulful sound?
Oh, yeah, I know the blues.
So in 1953, the year he finished high school, he sang and played his guitar in a school talent show.
Cool.
And after that, he became way more popular with the other students.
I bet they finally saw how talented he was.
Sometimes when you're yourself and you share what you're good at, people start to see you in a whole new way.
That's so true. It's all about being authentic.
Exactly.
And he was already developing his own unique style, inspired by everything around him in Memphis.
Yeah, it was such an exciting time.
It was different musical styles and fashion were all blending together.
And he was right in the middle of it all.
Wow, what a time to be alive.
Now here's something pretty amazing.
What is it?
He actually couldn't read music.
Really?
Yeah, he learned how to play just by listening and playing by ear.
Wow, that's incredible.
It is, right, think about all the amazing music he made, and he did it all without being able to read music.
That's mind-blowing.
He loved country singers like Hank Snow.
Hank Snow.
Yeah, and he also loved gospel music.
Oh, gospel music. That's powerful stuff.
It's often sung in churches and has a really emotional sound.
I love that kind of music.
Me too.
Yeah.
And he also listened to African-American music like blues and rhythm and blues on the radio.
Oh.
Yeah, rhythm and blues has a really strong beat and often tells stories.
Oh, I see.
But here's something important to understand about that time.
Okay.
There were often separate concerts for white people and black people.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he went to blues concerts that were only for white people.
Okay.
But he was also inspired by local African-American musicians that he heard and saw.
That's interesting.
Yeah, he was taking in all these different kinds of music.
That makes sense. He was blending different styles together.
He was.
Yeah.
And by the time he finished high school in 1953, he knew for sure that he wanted to be a musician.
He found his calling.
He did. It was his dream.
That's so cool.
So you see, he had a really interesting start to his life.
He did.
Growing up in a small town facing some challenges, but always with that love for music to guide him.
It's inspiring.
It is. And he worked really hard to follow his dream.
That's what it takes.
It does. So what do you think about him listening to all those different kinds of music?
I think it's amazing. It shows how open-minded he was.
Exactly.
And how he wasn't afraid to break boundaries.
Yeah, he didn't let what other people thought hold him back.
Exactly. He followed his own path.
And look where it led him.
To becoming the king of rock and roll.
That's right. So tell us down in the comments what part of his early life you found the most interesting.
Yeah, and what kind of music do you think had the biggest influence on him?
We really want to know what you think.
Definitely.
And we hope you learned some new English words and phrases today.
Yeah, keep practicing your English.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into interesting topics.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for listening.